Well, welcome to the Big O. This is the first bout of the day. We're going to see Rose City Rollers, Axles of Annihilation, going up against Texas Roller Girls Firing Squad. I'm here with the Norwegian Persuasion, and we're about to get this game underway.
Let's get this party started. I'd like to first start out by announcing all the people that are going to be skating for the Texas Roller Girls today. First off, we got number 3, Mini Massacre, number 9, Nikki Tiki Time Bomb, number 12, DeBella DeBall, 27, Peace War, 32, La Voodoo, 34, Bo Jackson, 51, Shiner Blonde, 52, Ruby Ring, 100, CC Boom, 410, Babyface Assassin, 808, Sideshow Ho, 888, Dolores Fuertes, 914, Virgo Vengeful, and 1982, Marie Z. Livin.
Wow, they got this game started right off the bat. Out there jamming right now, that's Bella DeBall. She is out first, eking her way past Bombward in corner number 2.
Coming up close behind, hot on her heels, we got Screamin' Beaver. She puts the pressure on number 12, forcing her to call off the jam. No points were scored in the first jam of this bout, but we got the action started quick.
Now, for the Rose City Rollers, you're going to see number 10, Screamin' Beaver, 1, 2, 3, 4, Napoleon Blown Apart, number 13, Whitney Griffin, 155, Bella Constrictor, 1885, Iron Meg, 1889, Jessica Shipley, number 19, Smalls, 260, Envy Adams, 32, Double Deluxe, 322, Jenna Speck, 71, Heidi Stevens, 8, Braun Swanson, 88, Elizabeth Baumward, and 934, Jamie True. Looks like they're going to have some official action on the track.
Well, everybody's got to get started out fresh, even the officials. Right?
I think someone forgot their coffee, and
that's a sore subject this morning. We won't
yeah.
Go there.
Considering it was 0-0, it looks like there was a score clock malfunction. Nobody scored anything, but they want to make sure the time is right and everything is accounted for before they move forward in this game.
The time is always right for roller derby, especially with Blaze streaming media. You can watch a roller derby at any time. There are sponsors today for all of this fine roller derby action you guys are witnessing right here on WFTDA.tv.
Yes, indeed. If you're at home right now watching us from your luxury couch, that's who you are watching with, Blaze Streaming Media. They're one of the best in the business, in my opinion, for the WFTDA and roller derby. They are still taking a look at that scoreboard behind us. They just want to make sure, once again, you see it on your screen here, the time is ticking, but everything's kind of locked up and not moving along. While we're waiting, everybody's standing around, but you're going to see Babyface Assassin, number 410, on the line with a star on her helmet for Texas.
Facing off against Napoleon Blown Apart, number 1, 2, 3, 4 for Rose City. Action started, whistles blown. These two jammers are trying to get through this pack right now. Napoleon Blown Apart working her way through this strong wall of black she's got out front right now. In the meantime, we got 410, Babyface Assassin trying to juke away to the left and the right to get through this pack to make some points for her team.
You know, in the last year or two, we've seen a lot of that defense, the triangle or circle defense, depending on what league you come from and what they call it. But it's become really effective and really well used in these leagues.
It really has. It puts the eyes on the jammer, so you got somebody to lead in that wall, holding her back.
Napoleon Blown getting knocked out of bounds, taken way back to the pivot line and having to start again.
Babyface Assassin right up front trying to get through this strong four-wall of Rose's defense. Rose just swarming on her right now, trying to hold her back. She's pushing that entire pack through the apex of turn number 2.
Jessica Shipley holding the bridge down, maintaining pack cohesion, and that's good heads-up play by Rose City. We have 1 minute ticked off the clock. Finally, we've got a lead jammer, and that's Babyface Assassin.
That's right. Babyface pushing that pack all the way around the bend, forcing them to let her go through. Finally getting around, ready to put some points on the board for her team, Texas.
She's back around. Napoleon Blown Apart still stuck in corner number 2. The defense has just locked down on her, and she is going nowhere.
Texas now working a 3 on the back of the
They've sent some offense up trying to break out the jammer and get a few points put on the board. That's Peace War, and right now she's broken up that triangle defense.
Babyface assassin, Chill trying to fight her way through, looking for a window, finding it on the outside. Last line of defense, number 934 right there. Jamie True trying to hold her back, but that's 5 points up for Texas.
Jamie True took the star. We got a star pass, and what they're going to do here is stop the bleeding. Whistle blows. Time is done, and we've got a score now of 5-0. Texas up over Rose City.
First blood has been drawn, and that was by Texas. 5 points for a grand slam on the board for the firing squad. Last time these two teams met was last year right here at the Big O, where Texas happened to come out with a win 202 to 179 against Rose.
Heidi Stevens in the back with a star on her helmet for Rose City.
Nikki Tiki Time Bomb stepping up to the line for Texas Roller Girls.
She's going outside to in and back again. Still can't find her way through. Heidi Stevens is still stuck in that 3 wall in the back.
Nikki Tiki Time Bomb looking for a window of opportunity on the inside, gets pushed to the out, but still finds her way through to get lead jammer status.
Texas gets a power jam. There's a cut on the track. Heidi Stevens put her foot out of bounds, came back in bounds in front of one of the opposing blockers.
Holding her line on the inside, fighting off the wall, getting through for a big 5-point pass right there for the firing squad, bringing that total up to 10 points.
Here comes the O. They hit, and they're trying to break things up. Excellent offense work by Texas.
Rose says enough is enough, walls up, tries to hold her back, but she squeaks through on the inside for another 5-point pass. Texas firing squad.
And the waiting game starts. Here they are. Offense comes on the inside line. She goes to the out.
Nikki Tiki Time Bomb trying to make the most of this power jam situation while she had it. We do have number 71 breaking away out of that penalty box. Now she's trying to get through for that pass, while Nikki Tiki Time Bomb tries to fight her way through that 4 wall to get some more points on the board for Texas.
Now, once again, now that the offense have stopped and everybody's focused on defense, it's really locked down both of these jammers. Heidi Stevens really struggling to try and find some kind of purchase there to get through that wall.
Nikki Tiki Time Bomb getting pushed out down on turn 1, forced to recycle back behind the pack. As soon as she does, she finds a line on the inside, breaks through for another 5-point pass. Big jam right here for Texas.
Penalty being called on the play. That's going to send Griffith to the penalty box. It's going to put Rose City down 1.
Slide pack advantage going to Texas right now.
Texas putting the accelerator on. They're up right now 22-0 over Rose City.
17-point jam right there by Nikki Tiki Time Bomb. Some impressive skating happening right now.
5 minutes.
Well, what we got going is there's no answer so far for the jammers to figure out a way to get through that defense of Texas. Texas just strong defense right now.
I blame it on the coffee situation this morning, to be brutally honest.
In case you haven't figured that out, they are not serving coffee yet in the building, and that's not a good thing here in Portland or in Oregon.
I'm a Washingtonian, and that has to happen.
This jam is on, it looks like a Screaming Beaver right now in the back. She's got knocked out of bounds, and they are still locking down that defense on her.
DeBella DeBall is up front, working her way around that pack, breaking through that Rose City defense, getting through to pick up that lead jammer status once again. That has been the lead jam 4 for 4 right here for Texas.
And they got a star pass. Braun Swanson and that mustache have taken that star, and they forced a call off. I'd like to thank Blood and Thunder. Life's better on roller skates. bloodandthunder.com.
Stepping up the line right now, we got number 3, Mini Massacre, fielding the star for Texas Roller Girls, facing off against number 10, Screaming Beaver, once again for Rose City. Whistles blown, action starts. Both of these teams are just walled up right now by that jammer line. Both of the jammers trying to find a crack in this wall to break through to get that initial pass out of the way. Who's going to end up on top? It's still up in the air.
It's like a 4-on-4 pack. Both of them doing that defense that we keep talking about, that nice triangle or O defense.
There it is, coming out of the gate. Screaming Beaver breaks through. Oh, but
Not
she's going to
so
get a
much.
cut
She's got
track.
a cut.
power jam situation for Texas. Once again, picking up that lead jammer status coming at you.
Just when all the Rose City hopefuls thought they had finally gotten something going as a jammer in the box. And just like that, gliding around on the outside, almost got through, but getting taken all the way back to the pivot line.
Forced to recycle back behind that pivot line. Now she's hot on her feet, trying to find that chink in the armor that she can break through to get some points on the board for Texas.
She's doing a good job pushing them out. Jamie True right now having to do some bridge work to hold it down. Time it serves for Screaming Beaver, and she has found a way out.
That's right, finding her window of opportunity. She gets through, gets that initial pass out of the way. So promising at the start of this game. Now she's through, looking to put some points up finally for Portland, or Rose.
4 points being put up for Rose City. So that's going to be 31-4. Now, you know, in the game of roller derby, everyone comes out, they're all excited the first 10, 15 minutes. I want to see what happens by the second half. It's only a 27-point game right now. There's lots of opportunities for Rose City to climb themselves back into this game.
Oh, definitely, definitely. 26 points, that's just a warm-up. You can do that in one jam easily. So it's still anybody's game. And right now we're fielding number 1, 2, 3, 4, Napoleon blown apart.
And there's 2 blockers right now in the penalty box for Texas. It's a great opportunity for her to try and get through.
That's right, strong pack advantage going to Rose right now.
In the back, babyface assassin. She is right now up against that Rose City wall, and she's trying to push them through the rest of the pack to try and get a hole. Braun Swanson with some great work up front, shutting her down, putting her on the mat again.
Throwing her around like a rag doll, but she finally gets through down here on turn 3. Picks up that lead jammer status for Texas once again.
Napoleon Bonaparte still stuck in the pack. They've dropped that offense back, trying to open up the hole, but they've got to go back to defense. Braun Swanson taking everybody with her, and she has got the cap, I do believe.
She is a force on the track.
It's the mustache.
That's right. Well, it's got to be the mustache. Star pass is complete. Feverishly, 410.
Well, she was trying to call it off, but there was a wall of people in front of her between her and the inside ref. It gave enough time for Braun Swan to sneak in there, pick up 2 extra points.
That's right, on the board, picking up 2 more. That puts them at, what, 4?
That should be 6.
Make it 6.
Maybe.
What do we know?
Me? I don't know. I just
announcer math.
They gave me a mic. Math is hard. Heidi Stevens once again on the line for Rose City. She gets escorted out of bounds. Forearm.
Time bomb up for Texas.
Number 32, Love Voodoo, picking up a forearm. She's going to be camped out in the penalty box for the next few. And another player from Texas also. Who was that? Number 914, Virgo Vengeful.
All right, Rose coming out of the gate, picking up that lead jammer status. First time in this game so far. They're warming up and getting ready to put the hammer down, it looks like.
Heidi Stevens came in hot. That was a perfect hit right in the armpit of the blocker there, and got another 5 points.
Nikki Tiki Time Bomb still trying to get through this strong Rose defense. They've got a heavy forward wall. That circular defense is just lined up out there, giving Rose the opportunity to squeeze on through to put some more points on the board. That's a 5-point pass for number 71, Heidi Stevens.
This is the kind of momentum Rose City needs right now. They need to climb themselves back into this game. Here comes the O. They've got some people picked off, and there's a couple more points already scored as she calls it off.
That's it.
That's a great heads-up play right there.
2 more points picked up right there by Rose, holding Texas to 0 in that jam. They definitely won in this last jam.
Smalls out there on the line for Rose City. Hiding from my vision. Oh, that's DeBella DeBall.
Looks like we've got a full track out there. 5-on-5 action.
DeBella the ball just clubbing her way through the middle of that defense, trying to find a way through.
They definitely came with some ferocity today. Texas came out here ready to play, and you can see it on the track. I think they're feeling a little sting from that last jam, so she's coming out strong, picking up that lead jammer status.
Smalls right now still stuck in the back. Oh, she tried to pass off that star, and the defense just bumped everybody apart.
Reason on through, picking up 5 more points. DeBella the ball.
Baumwart, she got the star pass. She is out to the races trying to get through, and this jam is called before she can get there.
Excellent track awareness, by both of these teams, seeing exactly what's going on with all the other skaters in play really helps them call off that jam before any points are scored by the opposing team. Their head is on a swivel, and that's where they want to be right now. Screaming Beaver stepping up the line for the Axles of Annihilation. She's going to be facing off against number 410, Babyface Assassin.
Both these jammers hit that pack. They're trying to fight their way through on the inside, and everybody's clustered right there. Oh, 51 with a great heads-up play. The Shiner Blonde, she snuck back. Kyle got that cut on Screaming Beaver.
Screaming Beaver picking up the cut track penalty, leaves for a power jam situation. Again, that's when there's only that one jammer on the track for those of you watching at home. Skating on a post, she picks up that lead jammer status. Now she's looking to put some more points on the board for the firing squad.
That was a great offensive play by the firing squad. They came up, they bumped, and then they immediately stopped, giving the momentum and the skating forward, trying to push them out of play. And then 888, Ferretes, she jumped up in there, knocking a big hole open and easily getting Babyface Assassin out.
All right, looks like Rose is walling up, holding Babyface Assassin back right now.
Coming in hot, they go ahead and call this off as the other jammer was released. Well, right now we got a score of 47-18. Rose City has pulled a little bit of offensive, but they haven't really found an answer for the defense, quite honestly, of what Texas firing squad is throwing down. They are locking down the jammer and really capitalizing on their defense.
Blown action starts. Game is happening. We got skaters on the track looking to put some points on the board. It's just a brawl out there right now. We got bodies flying left and right on turn 1. Number 9 getting pushed to the outside, forcing to recycle, giving Rose the opportunity to pick up that lead jammer status.
Addie Stevens out front. That was Jessica Shipley. She caught that jammer, glided her out of bounds, and now we got that wall up front, not letting her go anywhere.
Heidi Stevens once again picking up that lead jammer status. I believe she did that once before last time she was up.
Finally, number 9, Nikki Ticky Time Bomb, getting out and finding an opportunity to try and get her way around the track. Heidi Stevens calling that off. She's shrugging to the ref because, man, she was calling it off for quite a while, and then finally I think the ref saw her. It's the problem with being on the outside. If you are on the outside and that a jam ref cannot see you, you've got to make your motions big.
Deep into that wall of bodies over there. It was hard for those refs to see what was happening. So you got to give a little respect for that. They're doing what they can out there. Yeah.
That's why there's so many refs on the track right now. There's a lot of things happen in the game of Derby, and you've got to keep up with it. And it's a tough racket that they got to pull off.
7 up the line, we got number 3, Minnie Masker. Number 19, Smalls, for donning the star for Rose, getting pushed to the inside quickly by number 888. She's forced to recycle back behind Dolores Fuertes.
And in the back, looks like Braun Swanson trying to knock things around. Out front, number 3, Minnie Massacre. She's your lead jammer, and she's good to go.
Big shoulder getting hit to Delta. Minnie Masker down here on turn 3, but she brushes it off, skates to the outside, finds a way through to pick up another 5-point pass.
32, La Voodoo. She just walloped Smalls, put her out in corner number 4.
first. Ball's donning the star once again, breaking through, getting that initial pass out of the way. Jam has been called before any points put on the board by Rose, but that was 3 more for Texas right there, thus increasing their lead.
That's some great strong play right there. Texas, that's how they've been pushing this lead up like this. They've been holding the jammer inside. They've been locking them down and getting their jammer out. And as they're just kind of ticking away point by point.
Really just eking their way up on that lead, but still not insurmountable. Right now you're looking at 35 points, which is not a lot in the game of roller derby.
No, that's a good power jam. Screaming Beaver out there. Oh, she got knocked to the outside. She's on the deck.
DeBella the ball, down to the start for Texas, trying to get through that strong Portland 3-wall right now. Rose defense holding her back down on turn 1.
Griffin comes in from having a penalty and just destroys number 27. Peace War on the ground, but she picked up a penalty for her effort.
Lead jammer number 10 breaking through. Rose City screaming Beaver. Finally picking up that lead jammer status after pushing this defense around the track.
Bella DeBall, she's in the hot pursuit. She also got out. She's trying to come in and get those points. I think she got 2 out of it and ice the other jammer, and that's what you got to do right now. Pick up as many points as you can and call it off before anybody else scores.
That's right. Chip away at that deficit. A couple points here, a couple points there. It all adds up. And I've seen that actually win games, so this is a good plan by Rose.
Sideshow Hove, I believe the first time on the line tonight for going up, or today, this morning, going up against Napoleon blown apart.
See, that's that coffee.
That is. Napoleon blown apart, goes to the inside, looking for a hole on the outside, and that is Ron Swanson who made that happen.
Finding that window of opportunity, she breaks through quickly right before turn 1 to pick up that lead jammer status.
Finally, Sideshow takes it all the way to corner number 2, finds a way out, and she's running.
Big pileup happening down on turn 1. Skaters are through the wall, picking up 4 points for Portland and calling off the jam. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, Napoleon blown apart.
Great heads-up play. That's how you get back in a game. Right now we got a score of 56-27 to make that. I think he's going to give 1 point, so it's going to be 58-27. Either way, Texas still definitely in control of this game.
That's right, just chipping away at that deficit, though. I mean, now we're looking at only 30 points, so 5 points here, 5 points there makes a big difference.
Looks like both walls will be set.
Steinbaum once again on the line. She is engaged at white wall, and they have locked her down with the defense.
Heidi Stevens up there for Rose, getting knocked on the inside immediately, forced to recycle back behind the pack. She did not pick up lead jammer status this game like she did in the last jam. Right now it's going to be going to number 9, Nikki Ticky Time Bomb for Texas.
Peace War just leveled her in the apex, and Heidi Stevens getting taken way back to the start.
Great defense being lined up right now by Texas, holding back Heidi shoulder to shoulder right now. She's trying to make her way through this wall.
Now that defense and those big hits are just going to wear down Heidi Stevens. It makes it real hard to be a jammer when you're out there getting knocked down like that over and over again.
That's right. Heidi Stevens is getting knocked to the inside right now, forced to recycle back, but we did get a penalty picked up by that Texas blocker.
That's Peace War. It's going to be a forearm, and she's going to be spending the next 30 seconds of her life in that penalty box.
Nikki Ticky Time Bomb picking up 5 points on that last pass, throwing it up on the board for Texas.
Bombward up front. She takes it out of bounds and still trying to hold down that jammer. Defense setting up front for Rose City. They wait for the jammer to come in nice and slow. Everybody's locked down, and this is where we're waiting for anything to happen.
Just locked up tight down here on turn 3. Both teams holding their jammers back. Solid.
Heidi Stevens in right now, trying to get some offense off of Jessica Shipley. She swooped it a couple times trying to unlock something. Nothing happening yet.
Bombwart looks like last line of defense out here.
Oh.
Number 9, she's going to squeak through. Nikki Ticky Time Bomb slides around that track, puts another 5 in the sky, and that's the end of that jam, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Jamie Shrew was the last line of defense on that. She was a swing and a miss.
Every point was hard earned in that last jam.
That kind of wore me out watching it.
Yeah.
That was rough. Number 19, Smalls on the line once again for Rose City. Going up against 410, Babyface Assassin for Texas.
Babyface Assassin putting a great showing up here at the first bout of Big O. Picking up lead jammer at least 3 times in the last few jams.
Yeah, everything locked down right now in the middle. Defense going nowhere. Everyone's just trying to muscle their way through, and it's not happening very fast. Wow, 88. Nice big hit, and Smalls has got to start again.
888 knocking her out down by turn 1. Goes in for a swing and a miss on that one, but letting Small break through to get around the apex of turn number 1. But looks like coming out on top is going to be number 410 for Texas Firing Squad. Make that Babyface Assassin once again.
Oh, Smalls had her momentum going, and she tripped on her toes there.
Ghost blocker.
Yep.
There was a ghost blocker on that.
Forearm being called, number 32, that's La Voodoo heading to the penalty box there. That's going to put Texas 1 short at the next start.
You know, it's been a really clean game so far. Not a lot of penalties happen on both sides, which is really impressive.
Well, now that you've said that, you just watch the second half.
We'll make it a little more interesting.
Here comes the boom. Screaming Beaver on the line, going up against number 12, DeBella DeBall.
So the small pack advantage going to Rose right now as Texas is going to field number 32, Lavudu, in the penalty box.
Oh, 808, what a sight of show. Oh, jumping in there and giving a nice little bump. Still, Screaming Beaver made it. Oh, she made it through, but they're calling a cut. That's going to give a power jam up to Texas.
It looks like she might have just got pushed to the inside down on turn number 2. Might not have felt it, jump back in on the track, picked up that cut track penalty, so we do have that power jam in play for Texas right now. Big shoulder happening right there by Baumort, going to number 12. DeBella DeBell knocking her to the outside, forcing her to recycle back.
She didn't like that either. You should have seen the look on her face. I've seen her a few times give me that look, and it's like, no, I don't want no part of it.
Did she hold her line? Did she hold her line?
And there's a call off on the track.
I think she might have been a little confused.
Yeah, she didn't. I'm not sure what she was. She wasn't sure if she went out of bounds. What was going to? So she was like, nope, I'm playing it safe. I'm calling this off right now.
The ball calls it off before any further confusion happens on that one.
No confusion.
Nikki Tiki Time Bomb stepping up the line right now for the firing squad, facing off against 1, 2, 3, 4 Napoleon blown apart for Rose City Axles of Annihilation. Slide pack advantage going to Rose right now. We do have one skater from Texas in the box.
Fiertes, man, she is fantastic. She is just a force of nature to be reckoned with as a jammer. You got to figure out what you got to do when you come up against her. Rose City up front right now, having to deal with their own problem of their jammer.
She did pick up that lead jammer status, breaking out of the pack, but then she immediately got knocked out to turn 1, recycling back behind the pack, seeing the number 1, 2, 3, 4 Napoleon blown apart broke through. She calls off the jam before any points are scored.
Looks like
Nikki Tiki Time Bomb.
Looks like Jenna Speck pick up a low block at the end of that. She's going to start this next jam sitting in the penalty box.
What's going on with all the skaters? They're way up front there. What is that?
The pivot line?
The pivot, what? Pivot line, right.
That's kind of like old school.
At one time they did that.
The earth cooled, and the gods decided we shall play at the pivot line.
Heidi Stevens down in the start right now for Rose, facing off against Minnie Masker for Texas.
Heidi Stevens in the back. She's bumping everybody on her way up and still can't find a way through.
Just trying to make a hole through this strong wall. Push to the outside down on turn 1. Heidi Stevens forced to recycle back behind the pack. Number 3 is locked in place. Minnie Massacre's not pushing that Triceratops defense. Down on turn 1, being led up by Baumort right now. She's holding them back solid.
Jenna Speck comes in. She starts knocking people as she is trying to open up holes for her jammer to get through. They are so quick to recover, though.
Both of these teams definitely ate their Wheaties this morning.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
working hard.
They found where the coffee was.
Yeah. Dutch brothers.
They are pushing it out. Excellent defense being played by both teams, maintaining the pack. They've only made it halfway around the track so far in this game, in this jam.
Got 2 more to take care of. She breaks away on the outside, finds a window of opportunity. Number 3, Minnie Masker is your lead jammer. Took 1 minute and 20 seconds for her to get there, but she is the lead jammer.
And now here she is again. She's got to put up with this. Oh, this time she found an answer. I think she had her momentum and speed going for her. She ran up there and started bumping everything around. Holy smack.
Big
that
hit
was
by Peace War.
Oh,
Holy. I felt that up here.
I know. It did. It literally shook the table we're sitting at.
Oh, they saw the start pass happen, and they're pushing her all around like a rag doll down here on turn number 4.
Jamie Chu, J.K. Rowland taking another huge smack from Peace War.
934. Jamie Chu taking it and getting right back up and moving forward with it. That's the end of that jam, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. It always kind of surprises me when I see that stuff up close like that. Like, painful.
Yeah.
Back on the line, number 19. That does look like Smalls from where I'm sitting. We're going to start this in a power jam.
That's right, power jam situation for Rose right now. They're going to have the opportunity to get out there, pick up that lead quickly, hopefully put some points on at the end of this first half.
And here's my favorite lineup. We got some sausage happening out there. Here comes the O. This is where they start smacking. Smalls, though, not taking the inside line, which I was expecting.
She just picked a line right through the middle, squeaked her way through, picks up that lead jammer. Number 19, right there, Smalls for Rose City.
Minnie Massacre, she served her time. She's back out there ready to play, and she has engaged the white wall that is going nowhere.
That black wall's not moving too far either. Smalls is definitely doing her best to push through. Calves are straining from both sides. Number 3, Minnie Maskers out there just trying to make something happen for
Well,
Texas.
she's definitely going to sleep tonight. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, definitely.
Whew. Rose City up in corner number 2, still locking down that defense on Minnie Massacre.
But she is pushing that defense around the apex. She's getting it out. She may be able to push it through to pick up some points.
This jam comes to an end, as does the period. I believe it is halftime unless somebody says something different to me. And right now, Texas has just jumped out here in the last 5-10 minutes. They're up to 80 points. Rose City still sitting at 27. Oh, 32. They always do that to me. As soon as I talk about the score, they change it on me.
That's right. So it's a 48-point lead coming into the second half right now. Texas sitting at 80, Rose at 32. Not unsurmountable. We've seen worse. Texas just needs to hold on to it in the second half right here.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, Texas, it's about their defense. And really, I'm going to go down and check the penalty board. It does look like Texas right now has got a lot more penalties than Rose City does. So is that going to play a factor in the second half? There's not so many more penalties.
Right. If they clean it up, who
yeah.
knows what's going to happen? They're already sitting at, what is that, a 48-point lead?
You
right
got to take
for
advantage
Texas.
of penalty situations. So Rose City right now has got to get out there. They've got to try and take advantage of those things when the other bench is short. You know,
It's finding that weakness, utilizing that information, and taking it around the track. Problem is, right now, there's not a lot of weakness happening on both sides. They're definitely fighting a strong fight. So penalties might be a factor. I think Texas is ahead on the penalty game, but they're also ahead on points on the board. So what do you do?
that's the way it is. All right. Well, hey, I'm the King, and I am here with the Norwegian Persuasion. We're going to take a quick halftime break, let you guys enjoy your breakfast, and we'll be back in just a few short minutes.
Let's find some coffee.
I didn't keep track.
Okay.
Sorry, it's a new sheet for me.
Okay.
I know it's hard to do it, and
That's what I used to do. Lead
What's
jam.
up, you guys?
yeah, that thing's beautiful.
Wow. Wow.
Glorious.
Well, the second half, or the halftime, I should say, is over, and the second half is ready to go. Rose City once again 32, and Texas right now at 80. This is the firing squad up against the Axles of Annihilation. If you're just joining us, and the whistle has blown. Screaming Beaver out there. She's
right,
out there as the jammer.
We still need coffee.
Yep.
Yeah, both of these jammers out here trying to find their way through. Right now, Rose must have had a good talking to because they're breaking away, coming out strong. Number 10, Screaming Beaver, picking up that lead jammer status right out of the gate for the second half.
And finally, DeBella DeBall, she is free, and she is on her way around the track. Screaming Beaver! Holy smokes, hop, skip, and a jump. She jumps that defense there. Well, I shouldn't say like Peter Pan or anything, but she just jumped right on through there, and she picked up those points, and that's what they needed to do.
That's right. Hit those points, get 4 on the board, call off the jam before any were picked up on Texas' side. And as long as they keep that momentum going for this second half, it's going to be easy to pick up the points that they're behind.
Right now on the line, Babyface Assassin, and she's going up against 1, 2, 3, 4, Napoleon Bonaparte.
Babyface Assassin going to the outside looking for a window of opportunity, but she's met by that defense of Portland.
Here comes that D. Everybody's locking everybody down. Napoleon Bonaparte definitely stuck in the back. She keeps trying to find one side, and then she tries the other, and nothing is giving as of yet.
So when agility doesn't work, we switch out to brute force, and she's just pushing that wall around until she picks up that lead. That's 2 for 2 in the second half right now, picking up that lead jammer for Rose. Now what we saw in the first half, Texas kind of dominated on that front. As far as lead jammer goes, Texas really held it down, but coming out, looks like they had a good talking to in the halftime. 5 points on the board for Rose, and they're holding out that lead jammer status once again.
And there came the O from Texas. They said, no more, we're getting our jammer free. And finally, Babyface Assassin is out, but this jam comes to an end. That was a nice, quick scoring pass. Yep. Two lead jam stats for Rose City, and they're up to now 42.
Stepping up the line, we've got number 9, Nikki Ticky Time Bomb, stepping off against number 71, Heidi Stevens. Heidi Stevens had a great showing in the first half up here, really putting those wheels to the floor, making things happen for Rose on the track. Let's see what happens in the third jam of the second half.
And the whistle blows, the jammers are released.
Well, Jammer's trying to find a way through. Heidi Stevens right now trying to use her defensive wall to help, but unfortunately there was no help there given.
Heidi Stevens working the whole width of that track right now, going from the inside to the outside until she finds her window of opportunity and picks up that lead jammer status. Once again, 3 for 3, Rose City.
Nikki Ticky did find a way through, and she is on her way around. Heidi Stevens picks up 4 points, and this is what we wanted to see. I figured that's what they had to do, shake off the rust, figure out a new game plan, and that's exactly what they've done. The last 3 jams, they've had the lead jam stat, and that's in the books.
And you can see they're chipping away at this deficit right now. They're sitting at 34 points, dividing the 2 teams right now. Really, it's nothing. That's a matter of one good jam between these 2 teams. So we're going to see what happens out here. We have a slight pack advantage going to Texas right now. Looks like 1885 Iron Meg's going to start off in the penalty box for Rose.
That was excellent work. She came in, she served her time, and once again, there she goes. That small, she's your lead jam. And what they're doing is they're playing a real tight wall there, and it's helping the jammer get free.
Oh, apparently Smalls didn't see what was going on there. Number 12 getting pushed out, DeBella DeBall getting a penalty.
That's a weird penalty for a jammer to get. That was a multiplayer block.
Was it? Is that what happened? I didn't see
That always blows my mind. I mean, it can happen, absolutely. I mean, jammers will play defense, and if you're holding on to your person and stopping someone from getting through there, you're going to get that call.
You can switch gears at any time on the track, go from offense to defense. So Small Caesar coming around the track, calls off the jam. I think she thought she might have been coming through for a pass, but that's okay because it's a power start right now for number 10, Screaming Beaver.
That was weird. There was 3 on one side, 1 on the other. They tried to pinch him in the middle. Very unusual. They have 1 cut in the back. What? Forearm call. Oh, well, That's just the way it is.
Just like the Thunderdome, 2 jammers enter, 1 jammer must leave. So she's going to get into the penalty box, and that's going to relieve number 12, DeBella DeBall, for Texas to get out on the track. She's going to do what she can to pick up that lead jammer status because it's not given up yet.
But Braun Swanson was there. She was in corner number 1, and she said, no, you go here.
She definitely did that.
Now she's up against the back of Shipley and Jamie True. Neither one of those blockers are going to let that person go anywhere if they can help it.
Texas is struggling. Defense lining up right there to hold back number 10, Screaming Beaver. Screaming Beaver says, whatever, I'm going to go straight down the middle of it. Now she's working her way through the pack right now.
Well, they were out at Rose City. That was that all they're doing right there. They were trying to play some offense. They had clustered all around while the jammer was coming back. I think they had a penalty on her. She snuck right in there and got through, and now she's on her scoring pass.
That broke the streak. Rose had 4 leads. Now Texas comes in, breaks it on the 5th jam, and that's okay. As long as they keep that momentum going, they're still going to be all right.
Jamie True on the outside, taking out DeBella DeBall and taking her back to the apex.
Getting pushed to the inside right there. Number 10, Screaming Beaver, brushes it off, regains herself, and gets back on the track. 4 points get picked up right there by Texas.
Well, you knew they weren't going to go completely scoreless for the second half, and that was a great play by them.
They got to put some up sometime. Right?
Just because the team comes out hot, that's, you know.
Yeah. 35 points separating these two. Good, tight, close game right now, so this is definitely one to be watching this morning. Great way to start out the Big O.
Absolutely. I love seeing games like this. Napoleon Bonaparte, she engages that wall. She's fighting hard. And up front, oh, she got taken out by number 100, CC Boom.
Mini Masker trying to get through that defense right now. Rose just walling up, holding her back. I mean, she's not getting through right now, but she is pushing them around that apex. When all else fails, throw out some blunt force.
And Napoleon Bonaparte is through. She's your lead jammer.
They said, all right, we'll let Texas take the last one. But we're going to come out strong on this one, pick up the lead again.
Mini Massacre. She also found a way through. She is off to the races and coming in hot. Napoleon Bonaparte gets through. She picks up 4 points and calls off this jam.
Eking away, chipping away at that deficit right now, bringing it up to 20. 30 points, 31 points.
Now the first half was dominated lead jam by Texas. They had more lead jams in the first half. So far, what we're seeing, Texas only had 1 lead jam so far in this half.
Right. That's right. 5 out of 6 going to Rose in the second half. I don't have the numbers for the first one, but it was a bunch to a few in favor of Texas.
Yep, that is a great technical term right there. I like it.
Number 71 up on the line. Heidi Stevens once again for Rose, trying to work her way around. She's going to the outside, holds the line from that big hip check. But number 808, Sideshow Ho. She's able to break her way through, picking up that lead jammer status once again for Rose City Axles.
On her wheels, though, is Babyface Assassin, and it's going to be a foot race to the back. Expect a CDO.
Definitely putting the pressure
Look
on.
at that. She glided around the outside, benefiting from the offense, and 4 points being picked up for Rose City. This is an exciting start. I really like it this half.
That was good timing on her part right there. Getting out, hitting those points, picking up the 4, calling it off. But it was just a matter of inches before Texas was able to put it on the board.
Number 9, Nikki Time Bomb for Texas. Both teams send up
Smalls stepping up the line once again for Rose City, facing off against Nikki Tiki Time Bomb for Texas.
Nikki Tiki glides around the outside of her own line. Smalls was trying to follow her around, and they shut the door on her.
Smalls packing a big punch right now, pushing that Texas wall around. But who's going to come out on top this time? It looks like it's going to be Nikki Tiki Time Bomb breaking her way through that defense, picking up lead jammer status for Texas.
Oh, and a cut being... Oh, there was a star pass. Baumwork got the cap. She cut the track. Now she's headed to the penalty box and giving an opportunity for a power jam to Texas.
Texas finding a window on the inside, squeaking through that pack, picking up 5 in the sky. Grand slam pass right there for the firing squad.
I think this is what Texas needed to relight their fire. They came out a little flat in the halftime. This is going to give them an opportunity to start scoring again.
I think it was just a good pep talk on Rose's part. They came out really strong. Texas wasn't ready for it. Now they're starting to wake up a little bit because of the lack of coffee. It takes a little bit more for some people to get up in the morning. Just saying, I'm not bitter. Baltimore coming out strong, breaking through, but Texas is aware. Calls off the jam after they pick up 4 big points.
She shrugs like, oh, well, okay. Hey, speaking of which, Bont, lighter, stronger, faster, outskate the competition with Bont, Hybrid, and Vaporgs. That's Bont.
Stepping up the line, we got number 410 for the Texas Roller Girls. Babyface Assassin facing off against Screaming Beaver once again from Rose City.
Pack advantage right now for Rose City. Screaming Beaver up against those 2 blockers, but those 2 blockers doing a number on her, trying to keep her in there.
Screaming Beaver coming out like an angry hornet. She comes around that track, picking up that lead jammer status, not letting anybody hold her back on that one.
Screaming Beaver now in scoring position, fighting up against that wall, taking out turn number 1. Last line of defense up front. Braun Swanson could not stop Babyface Assassin.
Babyface Assassin is out and on a scoring pass. Of course, Portland is aware of that, like they have been this entire half. Picking up 4 points, calling off the jam, holding Texas at 0 on that one. Chipping away at the deficit. Chipping.
Yes, it is. 61-98. We still got 18 minutes in this game, and it is definitely anybody's game.
1, 2, 3, 4. Stepping up on the line. Napoleon Bonaparte facing off against the Bella the Ball once again.
It's going to be a 4-on-4 blocker war in the pack.
Full track out there. Napoleon Bonaparte getting knocked to the outside right there, forced to recycle back behind Dolores Fuertes. In the meantime, Texas is going to come out and pick up that lead jammer status once again with number 12, DeBella the Ball.
She did it so gracefully around the outside on 1 foot. Napoleon Bonaparte finding the opening to get on through. She's on her way, but it don't matter. They're calling this jam off after 4 points being picked up by Texas.
DeBella the Ball with a beautiful hop, skip, and a jump around the apex in the turn 2 over there. Facing the adversity of the defense of Rose, she's able to tiptoe her way through that one to pick up some points and call off the jam. Great moves right there by Texas.
Bruce Skate Noose, the original over-the-shoulder boulder roller skate holder. I couldn't see.
You went there.
I did. That's Bruce Skate Noose.
Heidi Stevens on the line right now for Rose City, facing off against Nikki Tiki Time Bomb once again for Texas. There's some heat on the track right now. Looks like we've got a slight pack advantage going to Rose. As we do have, looks like 888 Dolores Fuertes spending a little time in the penalty box.
Oh, Heidi Stevens went down. She didn't think she went out. There's a cut track being called on her. She's shaking her head, but she's still going to send 30 seconds in that penalty box.
And that's going to give lead jammer status to Nikki Tiki Time Bomb.
And it's also going to give her a power jam. Baumwort got knocked out of bounds, took the jammer out while she was still out of bounds, and she looked at the ref and goes, "Is that a penalty?" And he goes, "Yes." Go
well,
sit
at least
down.
she asked.
Yeah.
What's wrong with being polite?
You know, you got to be honest in this game, you know. I'm not here to play dirty.
Zipping her way through, putting up 5 in the sky for Texas and calling off the jam. It does help, to be honest, in Derby. This is a 100% volunteer sport. We're all here out of our own love for the game. Refs, NSOs, even announcers come out here and do it.
That's what we do.
Do it for the love of the sport.
Smalls once again on the track, going up against number 3, Mini Massacre.
Mini and Smalls.
We got a small theme happening out there.
That's what's happening.
It's tiny. Going up against those big walls, and this is where both of them are getting locked down and stuffed.
They might be mini, they might be small, but they're big in fight. Both of these skaters pushing this pack around the track. 2 skaters left. hop, skip, and a jump. That was an amazing move.
Yeah.
Tries to go around the Rose defense out there. Lands on the inside, forced to recycle back behind the pack.
Bomber comes in. She starts knocking people around, trying to open up a hole offensively for her jammer.
Not sure if everybody caught that, but Minnie Masker actually tried to use the shoulders of that Rose City defense to break away.
Well, she's free. It worked. Whatever it takes. Oh, man, they was trying to do a star pass from Smalls. Number 32, La Voodoo, just demolished her on the inside.
Big shoulders. In the meantime, Minnie Masker squeaks around that pack to pick up 5 more points for Texas.
Jenna Speck, last line of defense, out of play called. And that's Minnie Massacre picking up that 4th point. And a penalty going to Jenna Speck. What are you doing?
Well, it looks like Texas said that they're kind of tired of this whole lead jammer Rose thing. They put the wheels to the floor right now.
Yeah.
They've gotten it the last, 4 out of the 11 jams that we had in the past. So they're kind of even in the odds up between the two teams.
I did not expect they were going to quit. Fuertes taking out Screaming Beaver on the outside, takes her way back. She finally finds a way to get through, but it's not soon enough. DeBella DeBall is your lead jammer.
Hot on her heels though right now. Screaming Beaver is definitely putting the thrusters on.
And the refs put fists in the air. That means there's no points, and there's going to be a timeout called on the track. Cafe Yum, providing food, products, and services that promote a soul-satisfying and deeply nourishing lifestyle. If you haven't tried their Yum sauce, it is yummy. Well, right now we're sitting at 116-61. Rose City did come out firing fast, and they were firing hard, but the firing squad had an answer, and they have definitely turned up the heat here in the last couple jams, and they're sustaining this run that Rose City has handed to them.
They definitely are. Coming into the second half, it looked like a completely different game, and in essence, it kind of has been. Rose has definitely come out a lot stronger, having 7 out of the 11 jams on their side. They picked up the lead on all of those. They came out really strong, and they're holding it. They do have to pick up the momentum a little bit if they want to get through this 50-point deficit.
Well, this is
right now.
Yeah, this is definitely a testament to the coaching. You know, you saw they had all this momentum, and then they started to struggle the last couple jams. Great timeout. Let's get everybody's heads back in the game and unified. I want everybody on the same page, and I want to see the synergy on the track.
Just got to reinforce some thoughts that they had coming into the beginning of this half, and that looks like what they did. So ready to get some action on the track.
Right. Napoleon blown apart once again on the line. She's going up against Babyface Assassin.
Napoleon blown apart, just fighting her way through that Texas defense down here by turn 2, pushing her way through, looking for a window of opportunity. Finds one on the outside, picks up that lead jammer status right there for Rose City.
Well, it looks like it was a good timeout, wasn't it? Babyface Assassin getting taken out of bounds, and they're taking almost all the way back to the pivot line.
Still looking for that initial pass by Babyface Assassin. She's yet to do that. Rose is still on their scoring pass right now, looking to put some points on the board.
Bombard was a last-ditch effort, swing and a miss. She came in hot. Babyface Assassin is lucky she did not get connected with that. Otherwise, she would have maybe been having to pick herself up off the deck very slowly.
Feeling that tomorrow for sure. Tomorrow being the second day of this 3-day tournament right here in Eugene, Oregon. Amazing event.
It is an amazing event. If you look at the lineup and look at the teams that we've got here, too many to list.
Truly international event.
Yeah, I don't even know who I'm most excited about seeing, but I'm just excited to be here. Heidi Stevens on the line. She glides around her own wall, engages that black wall, and is now trying to fight the struggle she's had all day long.
Nikki Ticky Time Bomb trying to fight her way not only through her defensive wall, Rose, but Texas is lined up right on the other side of that. She's got a dozen people she's got to get through before she puts some points on the board.
Heidi Stevens getting taken on the inside line, falling hard. That's number 888 for Fuertes. I'm never going to get the roll of that name.
Fuertes
I apologize
coming out
for
with
everybody at
another big
home.
show. You got to roll it.
I just,
Fuertes.
damn German-Irish tongue of mine. I just can't get that roll.
Fuertes knocking 71 to the outside again. They're recycled back behind him. Number 9, Nikki Tiki Time Bomb's not much farther ahead of her. Getting pushed to the outside again and recycling back behind the pack. We still haven't gotten past the pivot line. We're a minute into this jam.
These defenses have not tired out. They have not given up. Heidi Stevens, one person left to beat. She's already whistled as the lead jam, but she is still struggling trying to get past those players.
She is. Now she's just trying to get some points on the board, get this initial pass out of the way. We do have a pack advantage going to Rose as number 88, Dolores Fuertes, goes to the penalty box for the next 30 seconds.
Thank you. Norwegian persuasion. Norwegian persuasion. See, now I'm screwing up everyone's name. Thanks. It's my first bout. I'm already doing it.
Coffee. I blame the coffee.
Yeah, this jam comes to an end, but not before 3 more points picked up by Rose City.
We do have 11 minutes left in this second half, so they're not at an unsurmountable point yet. They can still come back from this. A lot of points can be had in this sport.
An official review being called by Texas. They want to discuss something that they're seeing out there. So they're going to have their little powwow in the corner and figure out what they saw and if everything is going to stand.
So as I mentioned at the start of this game, the last time these two teams battled it out on the track was last year at the Big O. Texas did come out 202 to Rose's 179. But over the season, both of these teams have done things on their own, and at the beginning of this game, we kind of thought that it was going to be Rose coming out on top, so there's still a lot of fight left in this one, but Texas definitely has come out strong. They've definitely shown a lot of battle out there on the track. Well,
looking at the score compared to what the score was last time, I think both of them figured out defense is the way. And really, if you look at the way the games are being played, I mean, if you watch the championships of last year, the playoffs of last year, you saw tons of strong defense. So you'd see jams where there was no lead jammer. You see jams where, like, one of the jammers never actually made it all the way around the track. So it's really kind of, you know, the big high-scoring games, well, they've kind of slowed down and they've just been locked down by these defensive struggles. And it's a new evolution that you see in this game.
Well, it goes back to that old saying, defense wins games, and it really does. I mean, you hold that point-scoring skater back, and you're going to see some things changes out there on the flat track.
Right.
And that's exactly what we've been seeing here today. These walls barely get around the second turn before anybody even gets through. That could be a minute and a half into the jam, too. Strong walls by both of these teams. A lot of defense being thrown up by both of these teams. And the jammers can't be scoffed at either because they're working their way through this defense. It's a great start to this first day, I'll tell you what.
Well, number 19, Small, she's going to be out there on the track, and she is going to be up against Bella DeBall.
We've seen this battle out before. Poison ready to go. Both these jammers waiting for that whistle to blow, and it just did. Smalls getting knocked to the inside. Big shoulder by CC. Boom! From Texas. Quick to get back on her feet. Picks up a cut track penalty after recovering from a hit like that.
I don't know. That was weird because I thought everybody had gone down. I don't think she jumped, but from my angle, you know, who knows? Either way, it looks like Bella DeBall is the lead jammer.
Bella
DeBall power jam.
It was amazing. She's holding her line backwards on the outside edge down on turn 2 on that one to earn that lead jammer status. Great track awareness by that skater. She noticed just as she came out of the line there, and so she's recycling way back behind number 1313 from Rose, Whitney Griffin.
Well, Small served her time. She came out, skated around, got hit, and this jam came to an end. 2 more points being picked up by Texas. I'd like to thank Eugene Weekly. Eugene Weekly is proud to support their Emerald City Roller Girls, and that's where we are right here, Eugene, Oregon. I know a lot of people hear things about Oregon and how it rains all the time, etc., etc. Let me tell you, right now, the last couple of days have been beautiful.
Gorgeous,
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous out there.
It's always nice ladies coming in here and skating in the tournament today. They are getting a nice, the nice version of Oregon.
Yeah. Well, I didn't travel as far as a lot of these skaters. We've got people from Helsinki. We've got people from Montreal coming in. But I did ride 300 miles on a motorcycle yesterday.
Wow.
And I'm really glad for the weather that we had
Wow.
coming down here. That's a long, wet ride when it's raining.
I did not pack for this weather, however. I have got jackets and pants, and that's kind of my gig. And went outside. I'm like, what? It's the sun.
Well, you're lucky because you're not going anywhere but right here
That's
for the
right.
next 3 days.
That's,
so.
uh-huh.
And is there anywhere else you'd rather be?
No, there is not. I don't care what the weather looks like outside.
Lane County Event Center. That's right.
Also with that wristband, if you go visit
So on the line, Screaming Beaver, once again, she is out there. She's going to be up against number 3, Mini Massacre. It's going to be another one of those battles. Jessica Shipley right now in the penalty box. And we will get this underway as soon as they are done reviewing.
Coming up right here on track 2, immediately following the Rose versus Texas bout, we've got Terminal City versus Nashville. Should be a pretty good showing. We got action happening all over. Over on track number 1 is going to be a junior bout, California Mayhem against the Rosebuds. And then if you're viewing at home, you can turn in to track number 3 with Independence Dolls versus Bruising Altitude. Amazing track, amazing action happening on 3 tracks right here at the Big O all weekend.
And as opposed to last year, they only had, I believe, 2 tracks that were being filmed. All 3 tracks this year. You will see all the action that happens with every single game. We've got men's games, juniors games, and all of the top-notch derby that you're used to seeing.
All the derbs
All
is
the
happening
derb.
here. No better seats than trackside, though, ladies and gentlemen. If you're in the area, get down here right now. I think we got the best seats in the house, though.
I agree. I like my seat.
That's the only reason I became an announcer, was just so I could have a good seat when I'm watching the show.
That was it, actually. I get to go to all the games. I get to talk about derby, and people have to listen to me.
There is no choice. You will listen to the king.
Unless you're at home and you have a mute button. That's
We need to get T-shirts made.
all right. It looks like they have brought this review to an end. Maybe.
All right,
And it looks like we are going to start this next jam in a power jam.
Rose City challenging a backblock penalty at the end of the jam on the Texas Jammer.
Well, so it looks like there was a backblock penalty being called on the Texas Jam, or that they were challenging, and they, I'll say they won. Looks like the Jammer is in the penalty box, putting Screaming Beaver out there all alone.
That's right, power start. This is the opportunity for Rose City to pick up some more points right here. Coming into power start, she doesn't have another jammer that she's got to fight for that lead jammer status.
Peace Ward, just a one-lady wrecking crew. She's fantastic. Screaming Beaver had one person left to beat, and yet she was snubbed.
Shiner Blonde out there holding her back as well, but, you know, Screaming Beaver came out on top picking up that lead jammer status.
She comes in hot. Oh, man, there it is again. Peace War dropping her and putting her on the inside. Now she's off, and she finally found a way through, picking up 4 points on that pass.
Hot on her heels, though. Number 12 coming out of the booth. DeBella to ball. Getting that initial pass out of the way. How's Rose going to deal with it?
They're going to call it off.
Jam.
They got 2 points out of that. No points being scored for DeBella.
Which is perfect. Picking up 2 points, calling it off, not allowing for any points to be scored by Texas. That's exactly what they want. And if they kept up that momentum for the next 8.5 minutes, they'd probably come back on this one.
They do need to score. I got to say, you got 8.5 minutes. You got to put some points on the board.
It's time to put the wheels down.
Looks like we have number 6.
What? Looks like Braun Swanson. Now, we've seen her get the star pass, But now she's out there, and she picks up a forearm.
Oh, right out the gate, picking up that forearm penalty is not a good thing. That's going to give number 3, Minnie Masker, the opportunity to do what she just did, and that's pick up that lead jammer status with 7.5, just a little over 7.5 minutes left in this second half. Not quite the place Rose wants to be.
Well, they finally got their full complements of blockers back out there. Jenna Speck comes in, though, and they have grabbed her, and CC Boom is not letting her go anywhere.
Breaking through for that 5-point pass, putting 5 in the sky for Texas right now. That brings them up to 124.
Iron Meg picked up another penalty. She's headed to the penalty box.
Just pushing her way through, getting out of the box, flying through that pack like they weren't even there.
Braun Swanson, he buckles down, used that stash, and she was on her way around.
Uses the stash. That's great. There's another 4 points for Texas. That's where they store their power, is the mustache.
Is the stash, yes. It's part of the brawn. I believe that's number 9, Nikki Tiki Chambon. Going up against 1, 2, 3, 4, Napoleon blown apart.
Caught on her feet, Napoleon blowing apart, going to the outside, getting pushed down by Texas. Pushing out just past that jammer line.
Ruby Ring, she was the one. She caught her trying to sneak around that side there. Oh.
Nikki Tiki Time Bomb is your lead jammer.
There's a cut being called. Napoleon blown apart. She is the benefit of that cut, and she will spend the next 30 seconds in the penalty box.
These last 2 jammer penalties could be a defining moment in this second half, big time.
I was just thinking that.
5 more points on the board right there, number 9, Nikki Tiki Time Bomb.
Yeah, and here comes the offense from Texas. Last line of defense, Iron Meg, and that was a lucky hip check.
1885, Iron Meg pushing her to the outside, forcing her to recycle back behind the pack. They're going to try to hold back the points as much as they can while they don't have a jammer on the track, so they're keeping the defense hot on their toes.
Iron Meg was not as lucky this time with that last-ditch effort. She swung, she made a connection, but it wasn't enough to stop that jammer.
Nikki Tiki Time Bomb finding a window of opportunity, breaking her way through, but she does get pushed to the inside, comes right back in before the call was cut, or before she called off the jam. She got the cut track penalty. She's going to spend the next 30 seconds in the box.
She was trying to call that off, and she thought she had it, but unfortunately she stepped on the track as she was patting those hips.
Now that's going to give number 1, 2, 3, 4 Napoleon blown apart the opportunity to come back, get some points, kind of chip away at that deficit a little bit more, just like that. 5 more in the sky right there for Rose.
Here comes the O, and they kind of just stopped.
Spin to win, baby, on the inside down there, picking up 5 points. Napoleon blown apart.
But what happened there was the jammer had served her time, came barreling out of there. They were still trying to play offense and had no idea she was coming. You got to pay attention as a defensive wall, especially when you're playing offense, trying to get your own jammer out. You can't let that happen, especially when points are a factor.
I was talking about that in the first half with track awareness. The first half, you know, I mean, the skaters, they got to know what's going on with everybody on that track. Number 71, Heidi Stevens back out there once again, facing off against Babyface Assassin for the Texas Firing Squad.
Heidi Stevens goes in outside. She is getting just a waterfall of players knocking her out, and she remains in bounds and keeps right on going. Once again, a very, very tight blocker wall, both sides, no movement. We barely made it to turn number 2. Jessica Shipley, last line of defense, up against the Assassin there, and they've got to let her go.
That's right, past that 20-foot mark, they got to let her pass. Number 410 breaking through to pick up that lead jammer status for Texas.
Heidi Stevens gets her cap knocked off, or she might have tried to take it a low block being called. I think that's when she went down. She was trying to pick up that cap. Someone was started tripping over her. That's too bad.
Trying to push her way through this defense right now. Just a strong, strong wall by Portland. 3 skaters you do not want to go against. And she's got all of them right now holding her back.
Wow. Baumwart drops back, and she forms that other bridge. Tridal Assassin has had enough. She saw the jammer standing in the box before she got released. She wanted to call it off. That's a great heads-up play.
Yeah.
I know good heads-up play by the coach too. He saw what was happening. He wanted to ice that jammer and get a good opportunity for them to get lead jam to control the rest of this game.
That's right, being aware of the time too. We've got 2.5 minutes left in this second half. That coach is looking at it like, well, we can come out with lead jammer status on this second, or on this next jam coming up with the Rose jammers standing in the box, and that's exactly what they did.
They tried to play a little bit of offense there, but everyone's going to drop back and try and stop Stevens right now.
I was playing pinball last night. It looked a lot like what's going on right there with number 71, Heidi Stevens. Tex is doing an amazing job just holding her back right now. Mini Massacre at the front of this pack right now, trying to work her way through. Last line of defense out there, 1885 Iron Meg. Iron Meg doing a great job of holding her back, but she gets through to pick up that lead jammer status.
Heidi Stevens found some area on the outside that she could find her way through, and so she is finally out. But Mini Massacre blew through that line, picked up 4 points, calls it off. There's 1:16 left, and that's just some good coaching right there.
Yeah.
Braun Swanson once again on the line. She's going to pick up Bella.
Mustache waxed and ready to go out there.
Bella Duvall is going to be facing up against her.
Gotta love it. Ron Swanson, a powerhouse on the track, just pushing her way through. Both walls are moving when she's behind it. She's getting knocked to the outside down on turn 1, forced to recycle back behind Peace War, number 27. Peace War, amazing with those shoulders throwing left and right. Bella Duvall out in front, last side of defense out there right now. One skater left to hold her back, and she's through, picking up that lead jammer status. That was number 322, Jenna Speck.
Braun Swanson still stuck in that pack. Oh my gosh. Bella Duvall came in, but I believe that was Envy caught her. Dropped her right there.
Ron Swanson's mustache blowing in the breeze as she rounds the track. Looking to put some points on the board for Portland, but from the sideline, Texas calls off the jam.
No points. They said 0, but there's 5 points being put up for Texas. And that's that. We have an unofficial final right now. Texas at 157, Rose City 83, but you know how it works. Every time I say the score, they change it on me.
Yeah. Any second now. That was an amazing showing out here by both teams, so it was a hard-fought win by Texas. And a hard-fought loss by Rose for sure.
Well, both teams played really good. They came out and they actually played their game. They played really hot defense. I really liked the adjustment that was made by Rose City in the second half.
Yeah.
I think they just kind of maybe ran out a little bit of steam. They still played good defense, but you can't maintain that the whole game.
And I think Texas kind of kicked it up a notch when they saw Rose coming out strong like that. In the second half, they didn't expect it to happen, and it did. And so they had to regroup, reevaluate, and come out a little bit stronger. Both teams fought a good fight.
Yeah, the defense of Texas won this, in my opinion. They played a phenomenal game. You had CC Boom, you had Peace War.
Peace War shoulders.
Yeah, you had some players that were just really putting in the extra overtime out there, and it showed. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because they played a fantastic game, and I can't quite say enough.
Kudos to Texas. Kudos to Rose.
Oh yeah. Now Rose, I'm not saying anything bad. They played another great game. It was, like I said, the defense of Texas just did a much better job of containing that jammer.
It was a strong black wall up there all day long from start to finish. They did a great job of holding back that jammer. It's a good fight.
It was a good fight. All right. Well, here we are once again in Eugene. This is game 1 in the books. And going from here, it's the only way is up.
That's right. Stick around. We got some more action happening right here on track number 2. Check out the schedule. We got more action happening on track number 1, track number 3. It's all over the place out here, and it's all live. WFTDA.TV.
All right. For me, the King and the Norwegian Persuasion, thank you very much. Don't go anywhere.
Good times.